All right. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right. First of all, we are gonna check and see if the streams are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let's have a look at YouTube. What is YouTube doing? YouTube is streaming. This is awesome. Let's have a look at DLive. DLive is there. Welcome, DLive. Welcome, everybody. And Twitch is also streaming healthy. All right. And finally, Facebook. Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, depending on what time zone you're in. Welcome to the stream if you are watching this live. Yeah, all right. A lot of stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, yeah, what has happened in the past day since we left off? Well, very clearly, we did manage to get within the blue box area. Oh, first of all, I'm going to start recording. Very important. All right, we're recording. And welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Today is still rather cold and dark outside, so yeah, what better thing to do than to be watching the charts and to be seeing what kind of action is presenting itself to us. All right, so where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday we were kind of stuck in this situation here, close to the blue box area. And what did I say? My idea was if we were managing to close above the blue box, then possibly the run up is not finished yet, and we might see a correction, but not such a severe one, maybe just a retest of the lower areas and then continue our way up. On the other side, let's do like this. All right. On the other side, the downsides here are still, well, they're no longer valid for the action that is presenting itself right now, but we still need to keep an eye on which are the possible lows that we could see a little pullback from. But all in all, things are looking more bullish than they are looking bearish for now, except for a few things. So yeah, let's just reset the chart. Let's remove all these things, all those distractions, and let's just start fresh. Except for the top ones here, I'm gonna leave these for now. So what are we looking at? What are the things we are looking at? We see this enormous giant uptrend. Potentially, this high here on the RSI could give us a little bit of information of how far we could see price action go, or what kind of reaction we would expect from certain areas. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna start off by measuring this on a 1 hour chart, and then afterwards on the higher time frames, just to compare and to see where this leaves us. Okay, so here we have an RSI read of 88.3, and we're going to enter this in the magic number calculator, 88.3, and this sets us at 17,600. So Jesus, this thing is annoying. So 17,600. Let's move this one maybe. Nice and round number. There we go, 17,600. And let's have a look and see what the higher time frames say. So we were looking at this high here, which yeah, we're almost there. So maybe this is not a good area to be looking for. I would be looking at the other high on the RSI then. Let's have a look at this, because what we want to see is a break of this continuation of lower highs in respect of higher highs on the price action, because this is like bearish divergence, bearish divergence, bearish divergence all over. And the only thing that could actually signal a stronger continuation or break the momentum is printing a higher high on the RSI. So let's have a look and see what is happening here. This is 91.9, let's call it. So 91.9. This would be 18,478. So 18,478. Right. Right. All right, so this is going to be the new range that we don't want to get a rejection from, in order not to see a great major turnaround and a real strong correction leading to the lower areas. So maybe we can start making a little bit of a box shape like this. To be making things nice and clear, like so. All right, and maybe we extend this a little bit so we have a little bit of range to play with. All right, good. Now this is number one we want to be looking at. Number two we want to keep our eyes on is possibilities of a short correction on this area here. So if we start trending down, which would be the areas that would initiate a strong move to the upside? So on the 1 hour chart, let's have a look at the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart gives us a few opportunities of local lows, which to play with. So I'm going to start with these just as a beginning to start making a structure. Okay, let's remove this. Number one, would we go with this one? Because they're on the same level. You know, let's have a look and let's judge then with the higher time frames which one could be the more likely one to have a strong significance. This is sitting at 33 on the RSI, so let's enter this. And we get 16,100, which actually could be a good area to start looking for long positions if we start correcting to the downside. So 15,135. Let's make it array. 16,130. Oh. 35. There we go. All right. Okay. I don't think I'm going to dabble with this one, or maybe we could. Maybe we could. Just as a fun exercise. So this would be 24. Let's go with 24. This would be 15,558. So So 15,558, that would be sitting about here. Let's call it 15,560. All right. So now that we have this, yeah, good. We are going to do the same thing. Mark it off with a blue box and then see where we can go from there. Good, 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 good. Okay, now that we established this, there could be bounces along the way, both on the upside and both on the downside. So let's just use the volume profile to spot a few bounce opportunities, like for instance this one here, and let's just make it gray. And of course there is this one here, this node as well. Quite frankly, I'm not quite sure about this one because there's no real documented resistance and support areas, although here at 16,000 we do see resistance being tested a few times. See resistance, resistance, support. Maybe we want to lower this just a little bit. Just like that. All right. All right. This is starting to look like something. Now, what else do we want to be looking at? Let's use the Fibonacci tool. And let's just have a look first at the uptrend that we've been seeing so far. So reaching up, right now we are at the 1.6 extension of the Fibonacci to the upside. So yeah, possibly we do experience a little bit of resistance and support here in between this area. And if you remember, this was more or less where the blue box was sitting. Maybe I was stupid to remove it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but yeah, you know, things are what they are. And you know, after such a move, yeah, it's sometimes it's more safe to just start fresh and to have a fresh look at the entire situation that we've been building. Now let's can't remember, did I look at higher time frames? Not yet, huh? So for the higher time frames, right here, let's just use this local low on the 41.5. This still hasn't changed, so we kind of know this one by heart. It's sitting at 16,084. So yeah, it's a little bit higher than that. How do we want to measure this one? This is more or less the top of the blue box area. So yeah. Let's just lower this a tad bit. Good. All right, now on the larger time frames. On the larger time frames, we do have this local low still being a thorn in our eye, and just breaking RSI here, setting a new local low, would completely reset the entire structure. So this is another point of interest that we would like to keep our eyes on, right? So this is sitting at 33.5. Let's go over this, 33.5, and this would bring us at 15,621. And this is right inside the blue box. And it's coming from right here. So since this is a rather large move, and this gives us like way too much space to be speculating on, I'm not going to use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this from an even larger time frame, because this is just too speculative in my opinion. This is going to give us ranges that are way too long. Playing the divergence game for this section could give us a local reaction, but if we really want to measure this entire structure, looking at this entire structure that we have been building here, and this is a beautiful structure, especially from here, because this was the last low on the RSI. This is basically where this whole trend reset upon. So we want to be looking at this actually from a much larger time frame, because otherwise this is going to cloud our judgment. And what do we see here on the larger time frame? Basically, this is not even, it's not even a local low anymore. It's just sitting here on the high end of the above the 50 mark of the RSI. It's at 52.7. So yeah, this is maybe too much of a higher time frame. Yeah, this is only going to help us for the local structure. Imagine that. Imagine that. So, what should we do with the drunken sailor? I'm going to choose to ignore this because it doesn't really correspond on what I want to measure off from on a higher time perspective. Because if we look at the really higher time frames, we are still making bearish divergences. Eventually, this whole structure is going to start coming down. It needs a cool off. It needs a reset. We can practically stay in there in this high range for quite some time, but eventually it's going to happen, right? So what we want to do is maybe even have a look at the bottom of this structure here. Let's reevaluate the low end, and let's see what kind of a RSI read we want to see in order for this entire structure to become healthy again. because like this, it's going to be really hard to keep going like this. You know, you have to keep in mind that bots and algorithms are also going to react to those reads, and those are all sell signals for bots and algorithms, and knowing that they own a big portion of the market, also a lot of other traders are going to go off of this. So I think this situation cannot be neglected. Even if we are printing higher highs, from a trader's perspective, I think this is a risky situation. Already for a little while, I was playing the cautious card because yeah, we can see the markets go parabolic because of new money walking in, FOMO, all these things. But eventually, the better sense is going to take over. So you have to keep these things in mind. At least give it the opportunity, or take the opportunity to buy in at a better price, at a lower price, right? Also, keep in mind that right now we are also going straight into a rising channel. Rising channels usually are more easy to break to the downside. Since it's rather large, the structure, it is possible to maintain the uptrend for a little while longer. Okay, so this is where you need to learn more to control yourself and have some patience, rather than thinking, oh, I missed a train, I took profit here, and look at all the profit I've been missing out of. Yeah, sure, stuff happens. This is the name of the game, and we don't have crystal balls. But on an overall view and perspective on the market, I still think that at least a little bit of a correction, like even a 30% correction, would be healthy. So let's just have a look, and let's measure these lows here, and let's see where we can go from here. So let's just take the low end. This would be like a real bottom. Let's call it 20 on the RSI. Let's go with 20. And this would already be sitting at 10,791. It's a little too sharp in my opinion. Let's go maybe with this one, because this was the bullish divergence that allowed for continuation. So maybe this one would do it. 22.5. So you see, guys, it's not really always this cut and dry, because there are a lot of variables that could also come into play. So let's go with 11,721. Okay, so 721. So this blue box here perfectly stands. This is not changing for a bit. Okay, so all this is within this structure here. And now let's have a look at all the possible bounces we could experience along the way. So number one, of course, will be sitting about here on the node. Maybe we can drag this down a little bit more. Yeah, there's going to be bounces here, especially here, and you know, they could be stronger or not as strong depending on what the RSI reads. And let's set it like this. Beautiful. And then of course we want to look at the upside and have a look and see what could be holding us back, or where we could start seeing some strong sell signals coming in, because yeah, these could also be present. But knowing that we are printing new higher highs on the larger structure, it's important to, because see, we have a higher high compared to this, and right here, January 18, this was the high, the 20,000 area that we had. So far, what is into play? Right now, since we are nearing this section here, basically breaking 17,200 and, well, basically breaking this high here could allow for much higher prices. After this, it's 20,000 in range, and then it's just basically price discovery, because then we completely flipped the whole picture upside down, right? Cool. This is actually very promising. This is looking so strong right now, but of course, like I said, keep caution, be careful. There are a few other things that we can keep our eyes on, and that would also include the dollar strength index. As you know, I do like to look at the dollar strength index from time to time and see what's happening, what's playing out there. So let's go over to the dollar and let's see where we are at. So, all right, what happened? Let's look at shorter time frames here. On the short time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, we do see a bullish divergence that is potentially there between this and this. We do have a higher low and we do have a lower low on the price action. Basically, what could turn this momentum around, what could push the price even more down? Just having a bounce at some resistance lines. For instance, this one here, there's a resistance support line about more or less. Would we take this? Honestly, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'll take it because we can. No, because we did have some resistance here, we did take support here, same thing here, resistance. So basically pushing the price back up, we could see some resistance come in on one of these areas. Now, if this plays out for the Bitcoin price, this could signal a little bit of a correction down before we start reaching, turning the momentum again and going for higher highs. This is perfectly possible, but keep your eyes on the price, okay? On the stochastics, I just see that moving up, we are actually testing this resistance line here that I've drawn. It's sitting way up there. It's almost a horizontal line, so it's yeah, it's hard to call it a resistance trend line anymore, but it has been tested multiple times. So maybe it might hold. Maybe we just might be snaking high up there in the bullish control zone, which is also perfectly possible. As you can see, snaking up in the bullish control zone doesn't mean that we are going sideways. Usually it shows that momentum just keeps going. As long as we are above the 70 or even above 65 reads, we are in a positive momentum going more up. Okay, now yeah, let's have a look at E-mini futures. I'm gonna keep this one short, for as short as I can call short. Uh, and what do we see on the E-minis? On the on the short time frame, it looks like we are creating some no, we did have some potential bullish divergence, but it seems to be breaking. Now, breaking here on this level just under this node, um, chances that we see it retest one of these lower areas are coming, becoming more valid. They are becoming more possible. But let's have a look at the higher time frames. And what do we see on the 4-hour chart? On the 4-hour chart, we do see that we have a bearish divergence from here to here. Okay, so judging from this, I do believe that there is more chance of E-mini futures trending a little more down before getting picked up again. So comparing this to the dollar, making a chance at recovering and making its move back to some higher price areas, I think it could be potentially possible that Bitcoin is going to do the same thing, that we are going to see a little bit of a trending down before we start going back to higher price ranges. But of course, a lot of this is to be seen, and we need to wait for the confirmation of either which one of the moves it's going to be. Now, let me remove this because I think I'm seeing something. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, those brush marks, I need to be careful because I'm setting them all over the place. Now this one, let's make it invisible. This one too. Now what do I see? What does my eye spy? Yeah, it's like this. Something like this here. Cool. So after this little correction, or this, yeah, how you want to call this, after this little pullback, we started forming a new structure. So maybe on a smaller scale, this structure here could serve a little bit more as an indicator or as a line in the sand to what we could be expecting. Of course, this is not set in stone. We could potentially also range within this area. But as you can see, the channel is becoming more steep, angled more steep to the upside. So this, yeah, this structure might become more easy to break. And yeah, as you can tell, like trending a little bit down and retesting this area here would actually not be a bad thing in itself. It would be very healthy and it would be constructive. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see where she goes and let's see how she blows. But yeah, this is going to be it for now. I hope this was helpful because we are ranging in such high territory, literally moving into parabolic moves. it is very, very tricky to be calling a blow off top like some do call it. Are we going to go all the way to really new all-time highs? It is perfectly possible. Things are within range. So yeah, be cautious. If you want to take a long position, wait for a dip. Be patient so that you don't burn yourself. And then apart from that, if you want to take the chance at shorting, then be very, very, very careful, because you could burn through your short positions very easily, since the higher ranges are more unpredictable at where to see it end, rather than the downtrend. The downward ranges are much more predictable, and you can actually build a much stronger case on them. Okay, so I think this is my 5 cents of advice. And you know, like even here on the blow off top, like they like to call it, what did we see? We did see a strong pullback, a bullish divergence, where you could easily take a long position and then take your profits as soon as you hit the next resistance area. Okay, so this is actually a much safer way of trading, rather than going all the way trying to short and burn through your entire portfolio. Because where is it going to stop? There is no limit. There is nothing that actually gives you a valid point of okay, this is where it's going to really turn around. Okay, so keep that in mind. Have a very, very nice day. I wish you the best of the best. Hope you guys are doing great. And remember, every day I'm trying to stream at more or less 12:30 UTC. Today was a little bit later, but go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and use the bell notification so you can see my announcements about when I'm going to be streaming. And I hope to see you guys join me on the live stream, so we can have a little more of a live communication back and forth, and feedback, and all these good things. All right, so I'm gonna leave you to this. Thank you very much for joining, and see you guys same time,